this AFC wildcard game. A short kick taken at the 18. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Throwing is Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big play there for Baltimore.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Looking for the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, 26 yards. And the Ravens will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive. And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option. You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh? Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference stuff. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it. I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
And, Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Touchdown! A 20-yard touchdown. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go play action now. Jackson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Drops it off for Chubb. Room here to run. Runs over it. Touchdown, Browns. Well, this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And in for the Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. 67 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From way up at the 23. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Now a dump off here complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll look to throw again. High throw, but he makes the catch. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Tompkins. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Josh Allen, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Escapes the defender. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away but could not. That's Derek Barnett coming in and making the play. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts, passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson flushed out right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. He was brought on by Denzel Ward. Jackson steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. 20! And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Buying time to his left. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Chubb again, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. From the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his left. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Dobbins. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Quick strike out wide by Jackson. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. Jackson from the shotgun, sliding out of the pocket. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Flush to his right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Amari Cooper there to make the grab. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Tucker with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number.
Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Second and 11. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. They'll run with Chubb. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll set up a throw. Swings this out for Hunt. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
There's another example that playing football isn't strictly being physical. You've got to think as well. Nice job reading his keys by the linebacker and going out in the open space. When they dumped it to the back, he was able to make the play and stop him short of the goal line.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One last shot for Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.